Alrighty, got my tea, the coffee tea that I got. I didn't know coffee tea existed until like 2 days ago. It's not bad. Hello everybody, welcome back. It's been a while, I'm sorry. Typical school, work, life, that kind of stuff. But I'm on summer break now and I've got a lot of time on my hands. So let's have a fun journey together. Today I'm going to be reviewing The 100 Lies of Lizzie Lovett by Chelsea Sidoti. The 100 Lies of Lizzie Lovett is a book about a girl who goes missing, Lizzie Lovett, and a girl, Hawthorne, who becomes incredibly obsessed with the missing case and goes off to find Lizzie Lovett. And on the way there, she gets incorporated with, or involved with, Lizzie Lovett's boyfriend, Lorenzo, and together they go on a search to find Lizzie Lovett. From the title, The 100 Lies of Lizzie Lovett, and the way that Netgalley had the blurb for this book, I thought this was going to be a young adult thriller, or at least a book where we find out, ooh, Lizzie Lovett is not who everyone thinks she is. Ooh. The understatement is I was incredibly disappointed. The regular statement is that I low-key hated this book. There's a lot of stuff that I felt like I personally didn't enjoy, and then also just made the whole experience unenjoyable. This review is going to be a little bit spoilery, so if you haven't read the book, I mean, TLDR, I don't recommend it, so maybe you might not mind watching the entire video, but if you still are curious to what the book has in store for you, I will tell you when I will get to the spoilery parts and we can continue on from there. Starting off with the main thing that I didn't like about this book is Hawthorne herself. Hawthorne is our main character, it is the point of view that the book is written in, and she is insufferable. She is a kind of character who thinks the entire world is against her, everybody is constantly bullying her, everyone hates her, no one understands her, but the thing that keeps me from sympathizing with Hawthorne is that she is just as bad as everybody else. She is just as bad as everybody else in terms that she is just as mean, she just doesn't voice it or act upon it. Well, except a couple times she does. And it's really like a sick kind of revenge. Ha ha ha, I can be just as bad as you. She's insufferable in that way because almost in every other page she talks about how life sucks. The biggest thing about Hawthorne that really pissed me off was her obsession with Lizzie Lovett. And I thought this was going to be like, ooh, I'm just kind of a young, like, Sherlock Holmes or detective kind of character, and I want to embark on this adventure to find out who Lizzie Lovett was and find Lizzie Lovett. But no, Hawthorne is just incredibly obsessed with Lizzie Lovett and obsessed with hating Lizzie Lovett. I shit you not, the first like 2 pages, the book opens with her being like, oh, when Lizzie Lovett disappeared and that, la 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 la, whatever. But she automatically has this opinion that she hates Lizzie Lovett. But the book mentions Lizzie Lovett 500 fucking times. 500 times. Why? Why is that necessary? Which means every other page and every chapter mentions Lizzie at some point. There's never a dull moment where there's never anything mentioned about Lizzie. Even when the situation has nothing to do with Lizzie, she has to find a way to specifically mention Lizzie. I don't understand why. I don't understand the need to when Lizzie is not pertinent to the scene. But I digress. She's obsessed with hating Lizzie Lovett purely because Lizzie Lovett was perfect and she was constantly liked by everybody, and essentially she hated Lizzie Lovett because Lizzie Lovett had a life that she wanted and she couldn't obtain because she thought everybody hated her, when really, one, sometimes that's just how high school works. It sucks. I'm sorry. That's just how that works sometimes. You'll find your way in the future later on. You guys just, if high school sucks, it sucks. I think nobody really enjoys high school after they leave, so it's fine. And two, it's so shallow. I mean, it's understandable because Lizzie was a junior or a senior when Hawthorne was a freshman, so that makes sense. But Hawthorne never even tried to get to know Lizzie. Well, I guess she attempted, and then she was put off by the way Lizzie was acting because she's like a popular cheerleader girl and whatever, and they act this way, right? But she's never friends with Lizzie Lovett. She's had one brief conversation with Lizzie Lovett, and somehow she gets from those interactions that she hates Lizzie Lovett. I don't understand. The other thing that, okay, so this is kind of going into semi-spoiler territory, but another big thing that I really didn't like about the book was the relationship. Our main character gets involved with the missing girl's boyfriend. Yeah. At first, it shows off like kind of an unlikely friendship, and then it went in a road that I was like, oh no, we're gonna get a relationship out of this, aren't we? The reason why I didn't like that is because, like I said, Lizzie Lovett was a junior / senior, I don't remember, when Hawthorne was a freshman. Hawthorne is now a junior, she's 17, which means that Lizzie is older, which means her boyfriend is 25. You see where I'm getting at with this, guys? Hawthorne is involved with Lizzie Lovett's 25-year-old boyfriend. Now, I would hope this is the general consensus, but I do not support a relationship with a 25-year-old and a 17-year-old for obvious reasons. Mostly because he is a fucking adult. He is in his mid-20s. Like, he's almost 30 years old. Okay? Hawthorne is in high school. She's not even a senior in high school. She's not gonna graduate yet. And also, they get like sexually involved, which is great, which is fantastic, because that's the kind of stuff you want to sell to teenagers. And also, Lorenzo is kind of the worst boyfriend ever, I think, because Hawthorne likes to talk about Lizzie, obviously, and specifically with Lorenzo, she likes to talk about Lizzie because that was his girlfriend, but Hawthorne asks Lorenzo about certain things about Lizzie, and he is very unaware, it seems, of who Lizzie actually is, and he's just kind of having a fun time dating her, but he's super serious about her at the same time without knowing any of the deeper parts of Lizzie's personality. So I'm like, yo, dude, you really think you're gonna have a real relationship with somebody when you hardly know them? Bruh. I didn't like Lorenzo's character. I don't like Hawthorne's character. Really, the two big parts of the book I didn't like, so I don't know how I was going to like the rest of this book. The thing that really kept me going, honestly, was what happened to Lizzie, because you know, they are trying to find her, and I'm like, this is a fucking mystery. Where the fuck did this person go? So I'm also on for the ride. I just hate the people I'm writing with. Before we get into the spoilery, like, finer parts of why I don't like this book, other than what I've already mentioned, I'm just going to talk about the story in general. The story itself is pretty boring, I think. Like, I don't understand why it's called The 100 Lies of Lizzie Lovett when we don't really find any truths. Because, like, The 100 Lies of Lizzie Lovett kind of implies that they're gonna be, like, finding these truths and finding these things by looking for her and finding about her, but there's nothing really that you find out about her in the end. It's kind of a misleading title, and the story itself is more of a pseudo coming of age story because it's more about Hawthorne discovering herself and all this stuff, I guess. It's trying to be that, but it's not. The big thing about the story is the pacing. The pacing is really slow, and so these chapters are just long chapters of Hawthorne talking constantly about how everything sucks. And I get teenage angst, I get it, I had it, everybody has it, and it's just, there's nothing that makes her happy, it seems like. She's always just very angry about everything, or very much like, the world is against me, no one understands me, ugh. I don't like reading 300 pages of that, I'm sorry. And because of that, there are a lot of scenes and there's a lot of things that happen in the book that I frankly think could have been cut out with no effect to the plot whatsoever, or no effect to Hawthorne whatsoever. It's just there and it doesn't serve anything for the plot, it doesn't serve anything for Hawthorne's minuscule character development, so there's just chapters and stuff in there that I felt like shouldn't have been there in the first place. Characters, don't like them. Story, didn't really like. And I hated how it was written. I mean, I hated the narrator, so, I mean, honestly, I can forgive a book if the plot is bad, but the characters are great. That's kind of what happened with the Raven cycle. The plot ended up being really fucking weird, but I loved my Raven boys in blue, so I stayed on for the ride and enjoyed it because of the characters. Or the characters could not be so great, but the plot is pretty good. Can't really think of a book right now, but yeah, I can forgive if one of the other counterbalances the bad, but when they're both bad, it's just not a fun time. So I really wouldn't recommend this book, mostly because the characters suck and the story kind of sucks. That's it for the non-spoilery part of my review. We're gonna get into a little bit of the finer details of why I don't like it. So if you would still like to read this book for some reason, I will say goodbye to you now. If not, stay tuned. Another thing I really don't like about this book is the girl-on-girl hate. I mean, there's already hate with Hawthorne for Lizzie Lovett for no apparent reason. But there's also this character Michelle in here that it's literally the poster child of mean girl stereotype. Like, if you guys looked up the trope for a mean girl, it would be Regina George and Michelle. Because Michelle does nothing but shit on Hawthorne, it seems like. I'm pretty sure, like, in the realm of it, she shits on everybody, like everybody, you know, but specifically because it's from Hawthorne's point of view, we have to only see her shitting on Hawthorne, of course. And you know, at first I was like, man, this girl's kind of a bitch, this kind of sucks, but there's stuff that Hawthorne says that's so not cool that I just, all of my sympathy for whatever happened kind of goes out the window. There's this part where Hawthorne is really low and she's kind of self-loathing and wallowing because she doesn't have any friends. She decides to go to this party that her friend invited her to. Well, she has this friend Emily, and Emily starts dating a guy, and Hawthorne, of course, is immediately judgy about it, which, guys, unless the person is a dick, don't judge your friends' special, significant others if it makes them happy. Yeah, so there's this party that they're like playing a gig of, like he's in a band, so they're playing a gig there, and she fucking decides to go and bring Lorenzo, because, you know, a 25-year-old at a high school party, totally acceptable. At some point she gets like really drunk because it's her first time drinking, and so she's throwing up on the side of this barn, and I think they live in like Ohio or something, and Michelle comes out and is like, wow, you're so sloppy, oh my god. And then she says, wow, I'm being called sloppy by a girl who's gotten wasted at parties and spread her legs for half the football team since 8th grade. It's like, dude, how am I supposed to feel bad for you when you're gonna say shit like that, man? Jesus, like slut shaming 101 right there, guys. She essentially, in the end of the book, goes up to Michelle because Michelle says something stupid, and she goes up to Michelle and it's like, doesn't it suck that this is going to be your prime and no one's gonna remember you after high school? And it's like, shit, dude, like, what? Like, you know, to quote like Heather's, what the fuck is your damage? You know, Jesus, I just don't enjoy it. And someone tells her that they saw Michelle crying after that, and that she's like feels a little bad. But ultimately, nothing really changes with her. The last thing, which is the most important thing that I want to talk about this book that I really don't enjoy, is that suicide is used as a plot device. Purely as a plot device. It's not used as some kind of message or anything. It's strictly for a plot device. And so the biggest spoiler here is that they find Lizzie Lovett's body and they find out that she hung herself. But the thing is, the focus it's like there, and then the rest of the focus is Hawthorne just being like, why did she kill herself? Her life was so great. She was so happy all the time. Oh my god, if Lizzie Lovett killed herself with having a perfect life, then what does that say about me? And I'm like, Lizzie Lovett was obviously sick, and nobody understood that, specifically because she's very good at hiding it, which tends to happen with mentally ill people. They are very good at hiding their illness. It's supposed to be used as this like epiphany, as this change of heart moment where she's like, we should be kinder, kind of like this like 13 reasons why wannabe kind of thing, where it's like we should be kinder to the people we know. But she doesn't do that. She's still mean and she's still rude to her classmates. So there's like no real drastic change that makes use of this suicide, since it's been used as a plot device. So it's just kind of like, why even have that? Like, why? I would have felt better if we never found Lizzie Lovett in the end, where nobody knows what happened to her. I would have liked that much better than having suicide as a fucking plot device. Because at some point, fucking Hawthorne is like, oh, I wonder what it feels like, and she straight up tries to like choke herself with the scarf in the shape of a noose. Her brother finds her and is like, what the fuck are you doing? It's not even because she's depressed herself or she's mentally ill herself. She does it because she is so obsessed with Lizzie that she's like, why would Lizzie want to go through all of this pain? Why would blah blah blah? But she never tries to actually understand Lizzie, because the only other person who really knew Lizzie is her brother, and she doesn't want to talk shit about it. Like, she doesn't want to say anything to him or talk to him about anything. So it's like, why even have this as a plot device? Like, in the end, this book really wasn't what I was expecting, and I was extremely disappointed by it. There were so many cons compared to the pros. Like, there were a couple of things that I was like, that's actually kind of cool, but it wasn't enough to counterbalance all of the bad that was going on. I don't know why this was so like marketed, because it's not a good book. So yeah. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit like at the bottom. If you would like to see more of my face and more things that I want to talk about, hit subscribe. Maybe hit the little bell, because then it'll tell you when I upload a video. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day. Keep the words off the page.